Hello, my name is Mandel and welcome to the WoodDoorMann Workshop. Today I'm going to be showing you something that I built, another custom piece. You're going to love it, especially if you're a Festool user. I built my own boom arm, my own copy version, whatever you want to call it, knockoff. The reason why I built the knockoff, it wasn't because I didn't like theirs, it was because the price. It was very expensive. And I'd rather spend my money on a power tool versus a $400 accessory. So what I did was I went to the local hardware. In my area we have Home Depots and Ace and a few others. And I picked up some PVC. My material list consists of PVC, 2-inch and 1.5-inch. It also consists of a rigid or a shop vac extension hose or vacuum hose, and a 7-foot extension cord, 2 wide fittings for an inch and a half PVC, and an elbow, a 90-degree elbow for a 1.5-inch PVC. The reason why I use 2 PVC, 2 different size pipes, is so I can create a pivoting motion by putting one inside of the other. I would like to show you the boom arm right now. Okay, now just to show you what I did, starting from the bottom to the top, I got a 5-gallon bucket. It costs around $2 at Home Depot. I filled it with cement. I put a 2-inch post in it, this 2-inch post, and I centered it in the middle of the bucket. Because the reason why you want it centered is so when you pivot this thing, when you move it around in circles, you don't need more weight on one side versus the other. The brick that you see in there, it was just to keep the PVC kind of in place. It's really not needed, but I did it. It's a habit from when I used to do a lot of fence work. And we used to put, a brick or two, a stone next to the post before we poured the concrete in, just to keep it stable. So anyway, let's keep going. You have your 2-inch PVC pipe. I made it this is about 5 feet. Let's see. I'll give you the exact measurement. About 54 inches. And then I have, inside of this pipe, I have a 1.5-inch pipe that measures right around 2.5 feet. And the reason why I measured it around 2.5 feet is just to make this a little bit more rigid. I could have took it all the way down into the bucket, but I didn't feel like buying any more PVC, and this was a perfect size. Also, before I get too far, this pivoting area here, it's flush. I cut it flush. I put it on my bandsaw. First I cut it down into manageable pieces, and then I took those pieces and I have a bandsaw and I have a slide on the bandsaw. And I put it on the bandsaw and I just cut a nice flush cut. And I think that's important to have a smooth pivoting action here. I think if it was at an angle or uneven, it may not work as fluent as you would like. But I'm not sure of that because I started off making flush cuts anyway. So with the flush cut, I added this Y joint to it, and this Y joint sits nice and snug on top. It's only a little bit of slop in it, so I don't have to worry about really it bending or getting too out of whack for me. So I created this right angle system with a support bar going across. I put a Y joint here, or Y fitting here, and a Y fitting up top, and it allows me to add a little bit weight to it without it bucking or bending too far down. The elbow is here, and I'm going to show you how to glue PVC together. I'm not going to glue it together, but I'm going to show you, how to put the primer on. It's very simple, very easy. It's very elementary. But I will show that to you. So always dry fit everything first. When you dry fit, get a marker, because you don't want to mix these pieces up. Get a marker and draw a line on the pipe, the female pipe and the male pipe, and put them together. So when you assemble this thing, or when you put the glue on and twist it on, you can line those back up and you'll have a reference point on where these things supposed to line up. Because if you don't, there have been times when I first started working with PVC, for instance, I may have put this pipe, this fitting pipe, on the wrong angle or on the wrong side of the pipe, and I glued it all up, and then I realized, well, not all of it, I started gluing it up and I realized this fitting was on wrong. So anyway, you can add your own system, a numbering system, or just put a mark on it and lay it all out, put it together, lay it all out, and then put your marks on it, and then put it together with glue. As you can see, it moves pretty good. I actually have too much cord or vacuum hose hanging, so one of the things I can do is just loop it around like this, especially if I'm at my table, my MFT table, and I can cut, move the piece, put it back on, and cut again, and it works great. It's very stable. Now, just to give you a quick example of how to work with PVC. I cut it down into manageable pieces, which you see this edge. I didn't have a saw, a PVC saw. You can buy a PVC saw. They're cheap, maybe 10 bucks. I just used my jigsaw and I lined it up and I just cut around it until I had a piece. And then I took it, come around here with me. Here's my slide on my bandsaw. Start this baby up. I cut a flush in on the top. Cut a flush in on the bottom. Sorry about the camera moving. We're not professional camera people here. We're trying to do the best we can. So anyway, you clean it off. Try not to stick your finger in here. I've been doing this for a while, but these edges will cut you. So wear some gloves. And I'm sorry about not wearing my eye protection and ear protection. So excuse me for that. So you take your fitting, you put it on top. Now, this is what I mean by making a reference. When you put the structure together, for instance, these two pipes may work like this. And I can put a hash mark here and a hash mark here. And when I glue them all up, I can make sure they line up the same exact way. But if I don't and I start gluing it, one can look like this and the other one can look like this, and you'll be off. And so when you start adding it to another pipe, like maybe this pipe that's vertical, it won't fit because it's out of alignment. So anyway, let me get this. This stuff is pretty tight too, so I'm just going to show you an example on how to prime it and glue it. You take this primer here, keep the camera, take this primer here, and you take a little bit of primer and you just put it along the edge of this pipe. It just cleans it and helps it, it helps bond the cement to it. And this stuff is nasty, so try not to get it on things. It kind of sticks on everything. Put it on the inside of here and on the outside, and it glues up. It sets up in seconds, you know, probably about 20 seconds this will be done drying. Once you do that, you get your glue, your cement, which is kind of gluey. It looks like contact cement. It's very easy to work with. Dab it off on the side a little bit. And if we're going to add a pipe in here, just take the glue and just swab it in there, go in a circular motion, and stick it on, and turn it, and that baby's ready to go. It takes about 2 hours to cure. Okay, I hope you guys understood that. If not, just text me or put in a comment and I'll explain it to you further. Okay, so basically what you see here is a complete system. The concrete makes it heavy and you can move it around. It's not so heavy where you can't move it around, but it keeps it stable. And this vacuum hose that you see here, I bought this from Home Depot. It's a rigid hose, and it allowed me to connect to my Festool anti-static hose, but I don't know if it discontinues the connection of the static hose. So I don't, you know, it vacuums, it sucks up what I need it to suck up, I'm happy. So, and when you buy this, it's a universal hose. It comes with several different fittings. I also have some other tools that I can use this hose with. And I think it'll work great for you also. It's a little bit more expensive than the original hose, but, you know, I think it'll work better for you than just buying a cheaper hose. Plus, I think it's made out of a better material. It flexes better versus the shop vac hose. The shop vac hose, you know, it kind of springs back on you, where this is a little bit more, you know, flexible. So, let's go back around here just to show you. So just say if I had a sheet good, like behind me, I can put this on my table, take a little bit of this hose down, and I can just lay it down and ride across, or I can put a little bit up there and I can ride across my piece also. And speaking of this hose here, I'm thinking about adding this 45 to the top here just to create a hook, so when I do put my hose up here, it'll stay. Also, instead of using zip ties, I'm going to buy a few Velcro ties. I think those will work good, and they'll allow me to adjust and readjust without having to cut these ties off and put more ties on. So thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed it, please select you like. You know, I don't mind making the YouTubes. And if you don't like it or you dislike it or you like it, send a comment. Let me know, you know, how to improve. You know, it just makes the program better. I'm here to educate and try to, you know, help people with little problems they may have in terms of buying tools or woodworking problems or anything like that. So feel free to put in your comments and let's cut some wood together. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day.